Onatah.
And I'm Emily from Blooms.
And we're going to show you how to make a holiday wreath.
Yay!
We are so excited that you guys are participating in our holiday wreath making with us again this year.
This is always a really fun time for Jesse and I to get together and do wreath workshops and get to meet you guys to do something fun around the holidays. This year we're doing it slightly different, but we still want to have fun and encourage you all to have fun with your family and your quarantine bubble.
If you've already purchased your wreath kit from us, thank you so much for supporting us during these weird times. We appreciate it so much. But if you stumbled upon this video and you haven't bought your wreath kit yet, if you're on YouTube, click the link below. We'll link the kit so you can buy it, and there will be like fun other things that you can buy to do a party or to add onto your wreath, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to hand it over to Emily so she can start making your wreath.
Thanks, Jesse.
You're welcome.
Okay, so when you first get your wreath box home, you're going to want to set aside a space that's large enough for you to comfortably work at, and probably, kind of a big space. So a table in your garage or a big countertop. You're going to want to lay out your greens and your wreath form and any of the other goodies that come in your box. Some of the things you will need to gather from around your house will be scissors, garden clippers, or even heavy-duty kitchen scissors that you're comfortable using on the woody stems. The other thing you might want to grab is a pair of garden gloves. Alright, so in your kit you will find two types of greens. It might vary a little bit, but today we have some California redwood, which is really fun, and some sapphire pine that has a nice little blue tint to it. If you purchased the green and white kit, you will also get a bunch of really fluffy baby's breath, and we'll show you how to work with that as well. Alright, so let's get started. You should have all your ingredients spread out on your work surface. What I'm going to do is take my clippers and cut my greens about 6 to 8 inches. I'm going to make two big piles, so here we go. Alright, so you're getting a nice big pile, and even if they look a little bit funky, go ahead and it's something that you can use to make your bundles really nice and dense, because we're going to be laying pieces on top of each other. So don't be afraid to use the quirky ones as well. You can even save any little bits and pieces that you have over to the side, because you might use them to fill in gaps at the very end. Okay, so you're going to take your wreath form and kind of the bumped out part on top. You're going to take your wire and we're going to secure it to the wreath form. So you can pick one of the metal bars going around and just twist your wire around to secure it. Okay, now it's going to be ready to go for our green bundle. So I've gathered a couple pieces, about 3 pieces of greens, and kind of alternated the different types. So I have my little green bouquet. We're going to place this on the wreath form at 3 o'clock on my wreath. I'm going to use my left thumb to secure the bottom inch or two of the stems, and I'm going to go around with my wire paddle. So you're never going to cut the wire as you work around your wreath until the very end. I'm going to go around a few extra times since this is our first bundle that we're securing to the wreath. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to make my next bundle. So I'm going to alternate going to lay it on top of that first bundle I made, and it's going to cover up the stems. I'm going to bring my wire paddle down and go around the stems several times. So you're going to continue around the wreath form, making your bundles and adding them to cover up the stems all the way around. And what I would suggest is kind of keeping your works area at that same location. So you're going to continue to put your bundle down, secure it, and then turn your wreath form. So you'll always be working at about 3 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and fill the wreath form, and then we'll meet back together when it's time to do the last bundle. Alright, so now you'll see that the wreath looks pretty much covered. I've got my last bundle, and I'm going to gently pull back the first bundle that we made and place it underneath so that it's covering up any little stems. So this is a little tricky. Go slow if you need to, but you're gonna again pull back that first bundle so you can get your thumb and your wire in there, and you're gonna go around several times. Okay, and then you can bring that first bundle back and kind of fluff up those last few bunches, and you'll see that you've completely covered your wreath form. Now we're going to turn it over. Okay, you're going to pull your wire out a few inches, cut it off, and you are going to weave it in and out of your wire wreath to tie it off. So kind of go around one of the wire bands, twist it, or you can find a little spot where you've gone around and around with your wire and kind of twist it through there. Once you feel like you have it secured, it's tight, if you have extra, you can snip that off, or you can kind of poke it back into your evergreen so it won't be sticking out. But now you have a very neat and tidy backside, and all your greens should be firmly secured against that wire form. So from here we can go through and just tuck in any little spaces that we feel are needing to be a little bit more full. I see an area here, so I'm going to kind of tuck it in, and if I need to, I'll go through with a piece of wire to secure that piece. Sometimes they will just stay on their own if you're tucking it into a bundle that's thick enough, but I'm going to go on the other side and just give it a couple twists. Okay, so I'm just twisting that piece on there. I'm going to cut the ends and then tuck them back in so they're hidden. Okay, now you're ready to add your embellishments and, if you wish, a bow. So we'll move on to that here in a few minutes. If you purchased the white wreath kit, it will come with this fluffy bundle of baby's breath, and we'll show you how to make those bundles right now. You'll have 2 types of winter greens and your 6-inch baby's breath that you've cut, and you're going to make little bouquets with your greenery and your baby's breath, intermixing them. Just like that. We're offering several options to add on for some fun decor for your wreath. So we have winterberry, magnolia tips, and this bay leaf, which is really fun and fragrant. We'll also have eucalyptus, extra pine cones, and traditional red Christmas bow. If you don't have gloves at home, you can also purchase some when you're purchasing your wreath kit. This is lovely winterberry, likely from Michigan. And so I'm going to use each of these little branches. I'm going to clip them off. Take a piece of wire about 12 inches. Now this little guy is a little bit thinner than and more delicate than the pine cone, so you kind of have to be careful. Some of the berries might slide off, but you're going to twist that wire around the stem maybe a couple times, and then insert that piece into your wreath base. Bring the ends of that wire piece around and sneak it in between your greens. Bring it around to the back and secure it by twisting it several times.